Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine,
Yep.
I had a bit of an epiphany the other night.
Okay.
I was walking around my house,
Oh, tripping and stumbling over boxes.
the
We're 5
Papergoy
feet high?
Palace,
Oh, yep.
and I was looking for something easy to list because I had a short amount of time, and I'm like, I want to get some stuff up. And I came to the realization I don't have that many easy items to list. And I'm charging higher prices than a lot of my competitors on stuff. But I have to. Because I'm walking around, and in the other room that I was going to list some stuff, there was a box, a whole bunch of foreign language magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first I've got to do the translation. Then I've got to page through each page and see, is there Jane Mansfield in there? Is there Marilyn Monroe in there? Is there? Then I've got to take the pictures of those. Then I've got to sit there and I've got to set that all up nicely. You were just looking over at a bunch of Men's Digest magazines that I had.
Yes. Yep.
People sell those out for $10 to $15, $20 a piece. I'm asking 30 on them, 35 on them, because I go through each page. And I take the picture. Oh, there's a Jane Mansfield in here. There's a Marilyn Monroe in here. There's a who so-and-so in here. There's a so-and-so in here. I end up with 8 pictures on it. That all takes time. And I feel that if I'm sitting there, if nothing against your lister at all, but if they're listening to Breezy Magazine and I'm listening to Breezy Magazine and they've got a picture to cover and a table of contents and they're asking $25 and I'm asking $40, but I'm mentioning 4 different starlets that are in there, have pictures of each of them, I think that's worth some extra money.
Sure.
I just kind of was wondering your thought on that as to the amount of work that I put in. Am I justified in putting in that work, and am I justified in asking the higher prices?
You're definitely justified asking the higher prices, but in your situation, being the one-man band and the way you're buying things now, you're never going to trim this house down from 500 boxes to 2 boxes. It's going to keep growing and growing because, like you said, it takes longer. And I think we were mentioning about another video we were doing was the Playboy cards, and it would take you a month to list them, and that's all you'd be listing. So, and then think about all the other stuff you're buying in that month that's going to grow in your house. So it's one of those things that, our mindset goes back and forth depending on the times. Now we're getting away from eBay. We're getting more into Amazon and the website. So the Breezy Digest and stuff, we've listed a ton on Amazon. We would list them, especially since eBay got rid of the adult stuff. Not that it's really adult,
it's pin up, yeah.
But it's one of those things where, they may change their mind one day and say, hey, you got to take them down. So anything that's even remotely close to being like that, we don't even waste our time on eBay. People list it, get away with it, good for them. But we have 2 platforms that we have success with, which those Breezes, if I had them, we've listed them before. They go on they go on Amazon first. And if they're not on Amazon, I think we'd put them on Amazon Scratch. So either which way, they're going to go on Amazon. And, it might take a little longer, but we're going to get $25, $30 for them. Or eBay, maybe you'd get 40 because of the good listing. We'd get 20 on eBay with a middle of the road listing. But then on eBay, you got those bottom feeders. It'll have it for $9.99, $8. And, it might be a generic listing, but people may still buy those first. And the way the market is right now, they may never sell for a while. Where Amazon, Amazon, the website, we're getting success daily there.
And the other problem with listing the way that I list, especially when you get into common magazines, like Time Magazine, True Magazine, things like that, I'm doing the work, and somebody or other looks at my listing and says, oh, look, the June 1953 Breezy has Jane Mansfield.
Yeah.
He wants $40. This other guy's got it for $9. I'm going to buy this other guy. So I can end up putting the work in to help your sales just because of that. Now, there are people that don't bother doing searches or they want to buy from me because of my positives or they just happen to find mine and they're like, oh, that seems like a reasonable price. I've never seen that Jane Mansfield before, and I'm a Jane Mansfield collector. Sure. I'm going to pay him, offer him 30 on it, but I'm happy with that. So it does pay off for me to some extent. Yeah. But I kind of was wondering about that because, again, I was in a situation where I just did not have a lot of time, and I was just trying to find something generic that I could just slap up there. I've got 45 minutes, and I want to try to get 15 items up.
Was it eBay or Amazon? Or
it was eBay.
eBay, okay. Yeah, that's the problem. But like I said, Amazon, you can find something here, knock it out in no time, But it might be one of those things where if you care to change your methods like we do. Like now we're on Amazon, pounding on Amazon. Years ago, we would average 50 magazines a day on eBay, 10 on Amazon. Now it's the other way around. eBay's really tanking, but Amazon, we put so much on Amazon these last couple of years. We got 350,000 listings, which is almost double eBay. Now we're selling way more on Amazon. So it's paying off for us because we put all our eggs into Amazon.
See, and here's what's interesting from your saying that. I'm selling a lot fewer items on eBay. Now we're going to leave the pandemic out because that skewed the numbers.
Sure.
So leave that out. Let's go back to 2018, 2019 versus now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selling fewer items, but my selling price, as far as the money coming in, is the same.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because back then I was selling, a magazine for $15 to $20.
Right.
Now I'm getting $30 to $40 out of it because of the better listing.
Well, you're probably listing less items per hour as well. So maybe back then you were listing 150 items a week. Now you're listing 100.
Probably, yes. Yeah. So yeah, it is a trade-off. But then again, well, I'm just going to think out loud here for a minute. We'll just use your numbers, and I don't know how accurate they are. We'll use your numbers. Here's the flip side of that, though. If I list 150 magazines at $20 a magazine in a week, I'm at $3,000. If I list 100 magazines at $40 a week, I'm at $4,000 worth of inventory listed. Right. Yeah. So it is a bit of a trade-off there.
Yeah, it's probably the same time, the same work, the same money coming in, less items selling, but getting more money for it. So it's not much is changing. If you look at it that way,
the top line, the bottom line are both the same.
Right.
I'm just doing a little less work as far as I'm shipping less out because less is selling. Yeah. I'm doing more work because I'm taking longer to list them. So it kind of all works out. Anyway.
You're good with the numbers and your history of stuff that sells. It might be one of those things where you say, hey, what am I selling a lot of that I like to sell that's my niche? So I know you like the foreign stuff, but if you're listing 30, 40 foreign items a week, you're selling one or two, you may like that, but you want to be on eBay because you like it or to make money. So you might want to say, hey, these breezies are better. They don't go for as much, but I can list 100 of them and sell 30 of them quicker. Where the foreign niche is minute.
It takes a lot longer.
Yeah, so it might be one of those things where, hey, I know it takes you longer and you like doing it and you're the one of the few guys that put those good listings, you can get $40, $50, but they're never going to fly off the shelf.
No, correct.
Where there might be other things you have here. If you're in this to make money, you might be better off giving a Time magazine or a Life magazine a better listing because people are always buying them, but they may buy yours with a better listing and you can get more, or the condition's better, or you took better pictures, whatever. So, that's just my opinion of a different route.
Yeah. A lot to think of out there.
Well, you'll have a lot of time to decide this in how many days, weeks?
Well, as this is shooting, 38 weeks, 2 days, but who's counting?
There you go.
Good point. All right, everybody. Just kind of, I just wanted to talk out loud there because I know a lot of times people don't charge enough. And I know for many, many years, I was definitely very, very guilty of that. I did not charge enough for my time by any means whatsoever. And now I'm starting to realize that, hey, that takes a lot of time to do a listing right. Because one other quick thing that I do when I'm going through them is I'm verifying completeness, verifying there aren't clippings and that stuff as well.
Saves the headaches down the road.
It does save a lot of headaches down the road. And, especially when you're in a collection and you start checking one or two and those have things clipped, then you're going, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be a long collection because I got to check everything for completeness. Right. But it's certainly, especially if I'm asking $40, $50 out of a magazine, the buyer would correctly be upset if I wasn't checking for completeness on something other like that.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps you a little bit. And hit the like button if you could. Like and subscribe, as they say in the YouTube business. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.